Timmis Nov and turn it up. 15 laps the first way and then we'll switch them round. But there's going to be plenty to watch. Keep your eyes out, keep your eyes peeled. Sit down and hang on. MJS Street Stock Series Round 1 final is underway. They head down into turn 1 and 2. They're going to stay side by side for a lot of the time. Bear up around the top. He starts off the front. Can anyone stop him? Let's find out, folks. They all make it through turn 1 and 2. Down the back straight, here comes Heinrich for an early battle. Oh, Gardner's going to be crossed up with 3 wide. Clarkie's up near the concrete, and Gardner's all out of shape. Oh, they're all out of shape in the middle of the pack. Wrightstein in the most of them. They sort it out and get through 1 and 2. Gardner has gone absolutely backwards in the start of this. Your race leader is Anthony Bear. Second is Bailey Heinrich, and his brother Reese is right on his tail. Jaden Edwards has been a little bit quiet, but he's sitting in 4th, right when he wants to be. Jason Gantz, a dark horse, sitting in 5th in the older model Commodore, the 79. Then it's back to Mick Clark. Warwick Howie, Nathan Thorne's a little out of shape in the mid-pack, and there's absolutely battles going left, right and centre back there. That's about for 10th spot on the racetrack. It involves Jason Jewell, Nigel Wrightstein, Nathan Thorne, Craig Buchanan, Rainsford, Daniel Druitt. That's just to name a few, folks. There's damage to the front of the 89 of Jordan as, oh no, the 32's pulled in. Stephen Gartner has pulled infield. So it's Anthony Bear. Reese Heinrich's got past Bailey, who's sitting in 3rd. Then it's back to the 87 of Jaden Edwards and Jason Gant still rounding out your top 5. Your top 5 to 10 looks like this. Mick Clark, Warwick Howie, Nigel Wrightstein, Jason Jewell in the battle between Craig Buchanan and Nathan Thorne. Then it's back to Daniel Druitt, the 64 of Rainsford. Oh, Druitt's up near the fence. Aaron Tyler pulls infield. They're 4 wide back in the pack. Patriots pulled infield. The 11 has pulled in. There's a bit of smoke going from Jason Jewell's car as well. That's all happening right now. But at the moment, it is all Anthony Bear out in front. The 46 is out by about half a straightaway in front of Reese Heinrich. Oh, we've seen this battle before, haven't we? Reese Heinrich and Anthony Bear, Adelaide Speedway. Then it's back to Bailey Heinrich, but here comes Jaden Edwards to get 3rd, down the back straight, into 3 and 4. Can he make it stick? It looks like Edwards has got the run. He comes out of turn 4, down the front straight. Bailey fights back on the outside, back into turn 1 and 2. Edwards inside, Heinrich up the top, Gantz behind him, Mick Clark's in there as well. This is an absolute ripper of a marble game on the dirt. Your race leader is still Anthony Bear. Reese Heinrich 2nd, Bailey Heinrich and Jaden Edwards still going for it. We're 8 laps down so far, folks. Your battle for 3rd still turning up. Then it's back to Jason Gantz, Mick Clark, Nigel Wrightstein, Jason Jewell, Nathan Thorne, Daniel Druitt, James Rainsford, Craig Buchanan, Jordan, Blomley, Gibbs, and I think it's Trevor Logan at the back who gets real crossed up as the race leader now. Looks to come by and start putting some of these cars I just mentioned a lap down. 2nd is still Reese Heinrich in his dad's car. The battle for 3rd. Oh, look at this, they're back onto it. Jaden Edwards to the inside. Bailey Heinrich up top. This is for 3rd position in your big dance for the round 1 of MJS Street Stock Series, folks. Edwards looks back to the inside. Heinrich has a moment. Here comes Jaden. Does it nicely. Jaden Edwards now runs 3rd. Wait for the response from Heinrich. Reese Heinrich up in front, got a little high and dry on the entry into turn 3. Then we go back to Jason Gantz in 5th, has a little bit of a moment. And Mick Clark's there in 6th. And here comes Wrightstein. Your top 10 is rounded out by Thorne and Jewell. But Mick Clark now goes back to the inside of Jason Gantz. Rainsford pulls infield in the 64 car. Your race leader, though, is still Anthony Bear. His lead about the same as last time we checked in. 2nd is still Reese Heinrich. Then it's back to the 87 of Jaden Edwards, and Bailey Heinrich has backed off a little bit in the latter stages. Your top 5 rounded out by Mick Clark. Then it's Jason Gantz, Nigel Wrightstein, Jason Jewell, Nathan Thorne, and Daniel Druitt rounding out your top 10. But it's all Anthony Bear at the moment. 17 laps to go. We got 2 till we go yellow and turn them around and go the other way. Barry's lead is absolutely enormous now. Jaden Edwards doesn't know we're about to turn him around because he is really battling to take 2nd away from Reese Heinrich. He had to look down into turn 1 and 2. Couldn't do anything about it though. Then it's back to Bailey Heinrich, Mick Clark. That's still your top 5. They're quite spread out up front. And then we go back to Jason Gantz, Nigel Wrightstein right on his tail now. And the battle back in the field between Jewell, Nathan Thorne, Jaden Blomley now moving under Daniel Druitt. But expect to go yellow in a second, folks. And we'll turn him around. 15 laps down. There's Bear still out in front. Second is still Reese Heinrich. Then it's Jaden Edwards and Bailey Heinrich. And the yellow lights come out. 5. Hold on, folks. We're back underway. They run into turn 1 and 2. Reese Heinrich right there in second. Jaden Edwards, Bailey Heinrich, Mick Clark, and here comes Reichstein. He often looks better going this way at Murray Bridge. Let's see if it works at Mildura. Your race leader, though, is still Anthony Bear. Second, Reese Heinrich, and Jaden Edwards there too. Oh, look at Nigel Reichstein, though, absolutely on the move. Looks to the inside of Mick Clark. Can't do anything about it. He's trying to follow the same line as Bailey Heinrich, that lower line. Reichstein now gets the run down the back straight. He now finds himself in 5th, and look at the gaggle of cars behind Mick Clark. In fact, Clark slowed. The EAs have to try and get through of Daniel Druitt and Nathan Thorne in the EL. That was pretty tight, but Mick Clark looks to have slowed rapidly. Daniel Druitt right up near the fence. That battle pack at the back, they're partying like a mullet at the back. Anthony Bear's the race leader. Second is Reese Heinrich. Then it's Jaden Edwards, Bailey Heinrich, and Reichstein up into the top 5 after all that. Daniel Druitt's come from about 11th. He finds himself in 6th. Jason Gantz is still right there. Julie's there as well, as is the 44 of Nathan Thor. Oh, that's going to get tight. He got right out of shape. I thought he was going to wallop the side of the 89 car. Then it's back to Blomley, Buchanan, Gibbs and Trevor Logan. But up front, folks, you nearly just can't stop him. Anthony Bear runs down the back straight. He's got 10 laps to go next time by. Yellows are on. We got trouble somewhere. We got a wheel off. The red lights will come on, and there they are. The wheel has literally fallen off. Not too sure which car it was. I was facing the other way, and all I saw was the rubber ring taking its own path. Listening to Fleetwood Mac and saying, go your own way. So Julie back on the infield. We'll pick this wheel up. We'll seem pretty tame. We'll go back to yellow in just a moment. Gets back underway. Uh-oh. Oh, he's got a right rear down. Blomley's out of it. The right rear has decided to give up on him. So here we go, 11 to go. Bear, Reese Heinrich, Edwards, Bailey Heinrich, Reichstein, Daniel Druitt, Jason Gantz, Jordan, Thorne, Buchanan, Gibbs and Logan at the back. That's your field left out on track. Can they stop the man himself? We get back underway. 11 to go in this one. They race through into turn 1, going the clockwise direction for the second half of this. Who makes the first move? Heinrich has moved right up top to try and find that speed Barry's carrying, and he almost stuck with him. Oh, look at this! The battle for 5th is going to get hot, hot, hot. Second is Heinrich. Look at this little pack forming here. Oh, Druitt's nearly cooked it. Gansey will have another chance here too. I thought Druitt was really going to give Reichstein a run for his money then, although Reichstein is up around the top looking for a way around Heinrich, who's looking down the bottom of Edwards. Your race leader, Bear. Oh, here comes Bailey Heinrich underneath Jaden Edwards. Couldn't quite get it done through 3 and 4. Back down the front straight. Does he have a dive into turn 1? And of course he does. He looks. He doesn't score though. Second still Reese Heinrich. Then it's back to Edwards, Bailey Heinrich, Nigel Reichstein and Daniel Druitt. Jason Gantz and Jordan behind them. In fact, Jordan goes underneath Jason Gantz, but the battle is heating up front again. These 5 cars behind the race leader are starting to slow themselves down. Here comes Jaden Edwards now, and Reichstein looks underneath Bailey Heinrich. Down the back straight, Reichstein inside, throws it into turn 3. Bailey Heinrich up on the outside. There might have been a little bit of contact, but not much. Reichstein is on a run here, that is for sure. Heinrich, there's contact. Heinrich sticks it on the outside, looks to do the crisscross. If he gets to run out of turn 2, he might. Oh, Druitt's up in the wall. Climbs the wall like his brother in the 747 would climb the skies. Out in front, 6 laps to go for your race leader, Anthony Bear. Second is Jaden Edwards, and it's Reese Heinrich. Oh, Reichstein's clobbered the wall out of turn 4. Hopefully there's no damage to the aluminium front end on that FG Falcon. Of course, their top arms are a little bit weaker than the older Falcons. Druitt's up in turn 1 and 2 wall again. Race leader though is Anthony Bear as Jason Gibbs pulls in. Second, the battle is on. Jaden Edwards has got past Reese Heinrich. Then it's back to fourth, which is Nigel Rightside. Bailey Heinrich in fifth. And Druitt back up on the top through 1 and 2. Doesn't find the concrete this time, but he's got Jordan right underneath him. 4 laps to go for your race leader in the 46. Anthony Bear. Second is still Jaden Edwards. Then it's back to the 63 of Reese Heinrich. Nigel Rightside and Bailey Heinrich are your top 5 at the moment. The rest of them on track is Jordan, Druitt, Thorne, Buchanan and Jason Gantz has really dropped back. Nigel Rightside gets a little out of shape there in fourth as well out of turn 2 onto the back straight. Race leader though, Anthony Bear, 3 to go this time. Second is Jaden Edwards. He's had a brilliant last run in this second half of the race. Then it's back to Reese Heinrich, Nigel Rightside. Bailey Heinrich now has company because here comes Andrew Jordan. This is going to get good. Heinrich up top, Jordan down low. Druitt could even, oh, there's contact! Oh, no, the 89. Luckily, that wasn't any heavier than it could have been. Andrew Jordan, it looked like something snapped in the left rear, possibly the tyre itself. Blew off the rim, and Druitt had nowhere to go except for help him up towards the concrete. He threw the anchor out the side, and thankfully Jordan kept it off the concrete. Gets it back underway. He's back underway. They head into 1 and 2. Oh, look at the battle for third. We're 3 wide nearly. And Jaden Edwards putting it up to Berry up front. Right side having to fend off Reese Heinrich up top. Bailey Heinrich down below. And Daniel Druitt. So 2 laps to go. There was 3 to go on the board. Next time by will be the final lap. Your race leader's Bear. But look at this battle for third. Nigel Rightside having to fend off Bailey Heinrich. Reese Heinrich's car looks like it's gone off. Race leader though, Anthony Bear, and second Jaden Edwards. They greet the white flag this time by. Back in third is Nigel Rightside, and then it's Bailey Heinrich and Daniel Druitt now up into the top 5, and Nathan Thorne in 6. And here comes Craig Buchanan. But it's all Anthony Bear. Put your hands together, folks. He gets another one. He does it last year, and Anthony Bear wins round 1 of the MJS Street Stock Series. Second is Jaden Edwards. Oh, look at the battle for third. They're pushing Rightside over the line. They pushed Rightside to third. Heinrich and Daniel Druitt would have been as tight as ever for 4th and 5th, but Rightside's left rear blew across the line. They literally pushed him home for third, but you can't stop him. Anthony Bear gets the win once again. Jaden Edwards gave him a little bit of a showing on the restart, but that was about it. Folks, put your hands together, the Bear himself. Third, Rightside. Fourth, almost a tie between Heinrich and Druitt. A main win for Anthony Bear since about 2010. We'll grab a quick word with him. He knows he's getting a word. He's got the window net down, getting the helmet off. Anyone that is leaving now, drive home safe. We enjoy your company once again. But let's stand around and hear the words from the man himself. Simply can't stop him. So here we go. Anthony Bear, round 1, 1 and done. Simple as that.
Yeah, I don't think it was that simple. I dropped the exhaust and they lose a fair bit of engine. So let's run a safe game. I don't know where anyone was. I saw Jaden stick the nose down there pretty early on after that last restart. And if he wanted it, he could have taken it, mate. I just used the top and stayed there. So I thought the top was still to go. When I pulled down the straight, I'm still in the lead. So I didn't want to get off the top.
Yeah, like you said, the top, we noticed that you were really running it up there and a little bit of traffic here and there, but the cautions could have helped at times.
Yeah, Mildura seems to put on a pretty good racetrack nowadays, and as I said, they bring it to the fence like that. I'll be here every time. That's what I'm all about. I like the top side, and yeah, it worked well tonight. And as I said, I wasn't sure if someone was trying the bottom or not. I was just going to stick to my groove, and if they passed me, well, they passed me, and then we would have to try and work something out.
Banging the wall down, Anthony Bear, folks, get around him. He's got the round 1 under his pocket.